Welcome to the conversation. Sir Reid, how are you?
Welcome, and thanks for having me on your show, The Conversation.
Yes, we see that a number of things are happening now. New calendar year, new business year, our new financial year. We're about to read the budget, or hear the budget being read. What is the overall temperature as far as small businesses are concerned?
Good question. Well, the Honorable Favour Williams, that's the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, scheduled to make her budget presentation next week.
Yeah.
We hope, as the small business operators, we hope that she will present no new taxes.
So you want a continuation of what has been happening for the past 7 years?
Of no new taxes. We need a break. That is number one. Number two, we hope that she will also mention grants. Grants for some small business operator who, since COVID, have not yet recovered. People have called us, tell us that they want to start business, and they're having challenges by getting funding from the bank. Access to funding from the bank are very difficult to some small business operators.
But there are other institutions, like for example the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, and a few others.
Yes, there's a few others. DBJ, Exim Bank, who is also doing a very good job by helping the small business operator at 4.2%.
So even with that, it's still difficult, that's what you're saying?
Right, it's still difficult because you have to have paperwork. You have to have memorandum of articles association. You have to have business plan and so on and so forth. So it's difficult for really some of the business operators. And some of the business operators too. You see, you have a number of informal operators who need to come in the formal businesses. Some of them don't have a TRN, some don't have a bank account. So therefore, SBAJ wanted to bring those informal operators to the formal system so that they can able to have their paperwork and ready to get financing, access to financing from the bank.
How do you intend to get that done though?
Well, we intend in May to have a one-day conference. At that one-day conference, our outlook for the conference is that we have everything under one umbrella. We're going to have the tax administration will be there. We're going to have company's office. If you want to open your business, you open it right away. If you want to TRN, you get it right away. Everything immediately. You will be having the accountant who will help you with your business plan and so on and so forth. And NIS who present your NIS card. So it's a one-day working conference to help these informal operators who are there. And there are hundreds of informal operators there. We need to focus on them. Also, we're going to focus on the farmers. The farmers, very, very important. We need to focus on farmers to help them to become formal and move away from informal to formal.
So as far as the farmers are concerned, you're saying you want them to move from being informal to formal. What's that process like? You're talking about registration with RADA. What exactly?
Well, also including registration with RADA. Some of these farmers, though, I'm telling you, they don't have a bank account. They don't have a TRN. They don't know how to file their taxes. So we want to educate them, we want to train them, and bring them into the formal system. So that one-day conference will help us to do so. I'm not finished, let me go, yes. So we asked for grants we hope that the minister will mention grants for small business operator. And we also would like the minister to mediate with the banks. We're having some serious problems with the bank in Jamaica. And I'm hoping that the bank will listen to me. The Bank of Jamaica, on 4 consecutive times, reduced interest rate for 6%. To date, the bank have not yield. We have met with the Jamaica Bankers Association, 0. The minister have called upon the bank, nothing happened. The Minister of Investment, Industry and Commerce is appeal to the bank to lower your interest rate. When you lower your interest rate, people will take more loans, people will have more money, you will get more interest, and so on. I hear an argument that the reason why the bank is not reducing their interest rate because they have high operation cost. I find that to be unfortunate because the bank,
Also,
NCB, make $21 billion. Bank of Nova Scotia make $11 billion. What about that? What about those in profit? Yeah. What about those? Please work with us, bank. Work with us. We need help.
so you're saying that
We're
those,
the engine of growth.
You're saying
we
that the
provide
banks-
billions of
so-
dollars. We provide billions of dollars. Pay taxes. We help the economy. We provide employment, and therefore we need help. We need help.
So you're saying in their efforts to, what they can actually do then is to try and see how they can pass on some of those profits.
Yes.
But so yes, we hear, so there's some amount of anxiety, you can admit, in terms of waiting to hear what will be read in the budget based on what you have asked for a while ago from the minister. But small business owners have complained about the high tax burdens. How severe would you describe that situation as being, though, in terms of taxes? Are they significantly high, or what is it now?
Well, the minister will be, I'm hoping that she will report that no new taxes this year. That is good.
One.
But then when you go to other taxes to pay your property tax and other obligation, it's still, some of these are still a little high. And therefore, I'm hoping that the minister could also look into that as well.
Could you speak
property
to,
tax and other taxes.
Yeah. Could you speak to any tax policies, though, that are choking small enterprises that you would describe? Besides the property tax, are there any other tax or tax policies that you say would be causing you to struggle?
Company tax is also high. Company tax, yes. And SO1, SO2. We could also look into it. But and you see, I also would like to commend the Minister of Finance and the Tax Administration, because they're now having an amnesty. And business people, is taking advantage of that amnesty right now. So that is very good. I have to commend the Tax Administration and the Minister of Finance and Planning, where the amnesty is concerned. But there are more to be done. There are more to be done. And I'm hoping and I am waiting, waiting patiently to see what the Minister is going to come with when she present her budget presentation this coming week.
So on one hand, you're commending the government for actually encouraging the tax administration to offer this kind of amnesty.
Yeah.
All right. And on the other hand, you want the government to consider lower interest rates, and no new taxes,
No
two.
new taxes.
All right.
No, you mentioned government to low interest rate. No, government cannot.
Government to encourage the
and
lower,
mediate the banks to low interest rates.
You had stated that in the opening address a while ago. But then, are there any, what do you make of the argument, though, that compliance is low because the small businesses just simply can't afford to pay the taxes?
Good question. It is very expensive to start a business. I don't believe that the price of opening a business, a small business operator, should be the same as Grace Kennedy.
No, when you say it costs a lot to open a new business,
right.
what do you mean?
Well, for example, you have to file your paperwork to company's office. It costs.
But that would be after you have started the business.
Correct.
But when you're starting the business,
you have to file your income tax, GCT, company's tax, and set up your bank account, and so on. There is a cost to that. And so I think that is one of those things that is avoiding compliance with small business operators.
But wouldn't those costs, though, be transferred to the customers when you have started? Because I am assuming that you're going to see how you can put your things in order so that those costs will be transferred to the customer.
No, it would not be fair though for you transfer the cost of compliance and send off the cost to your customer. I don't think that
Well,
would be.
I'm just looking at.
No, I'm just think that really unreasonable. For example, I am a car dealer, and if the dollar, if you have a devaluation of the Jamaican dollar,
Yes.
then I would have to forward the price to my customer because I have to pay GCT and all the necessary costs. But to do my paperwork and compliance with tax administration, company's office, I would not, those prices should not be passed on to the customer.
But I figure that those prices or those costs are standard, they are static, so you would figure out how to put that in the overhead.
No, I wouldn't. Some people do it, but I don't think it's right to do that.
So
in fact, let me tell you what some people do. For example, you have a credit card machine. People charge
yes, man. They
charge
charge
a customer
$20,
which is illegal, and it's ought not to be happening. And the banks need to also ensure that businesses do not do that.
But how can is it the bank's job to regulate that particular thing, though?
Well, yes, the bank do. They tell it, but I'm a merchant, and they tell Mr. Reid, no, you can't do that. That would have to calculate in the cost of goods and service. Not direct to the customer.
Oh, so have you been following the Don Anderson polls, though?
Yes, I've been following the Don Anderson polls.
We're seeing where one of the findings that came is that 47% of Jamaicans, somewhere around that figure, believe that the country is heading in the wrong direction. So my question to you is, how does this particular sentiment, how does it affect small businesses?
You mean the Don Anderson poll?
Yeah,
well, we're watching the poll very carefully, and I think the Don Anderson poll is very credible. I think over the many years, its poll I've found to be correct, and we are watching it very carefully, and we hope that.
But is there anything that we're seeing? So yes, we're hearing that X number of Jamaicans believe that the country is heading in the wrong direction.
Yes,
so
the poll is saying. And I think when they said that,
is that the same sentiment that small businesses
in the wrong direction? I think the money. The money is not filtering down to the
trickle-down effect
to the small business operator, and I think that's a problem that the government have and need to address as quickly as possible, because the little man on the street, the little businessman, the hairdresser, the barber, the shoes maker, they are not feeling it, and therefore that is one of the reasons I believe that it's trickling down in the wrong direction. But let me just say something to you: the economy is doing fairly well.
Yes,
fairly
stable.
Well. Yes, stable. We have the dollar stable somewhat, but
unemployment is trending down.
Unemployment is trending down. So there are good things that's happening. But the little man out there, the little businessman, as I mentioned, the shoes maker, the hairdresser, the cook shop lady, she is not feeling it, and therefore the government of Jamaica have a responsibility to ensure that the success of the economy trickle down.
All right.
Trickle down to the little small man.